Right guys, this is the GT Ricochet Plus. It's a 27.5 trail bike from Dick's Sporting Goods. You could also get the Pantera option from GT themselves. This was around, I want to say $400 out the door, and I'm going to test it on this trail today. We're at Chuck Lennon, and I'm just gonna give it a test ride for the time being, just a quick one. And it's looking like it's gonna rain, so that's why I'm only doing a quick one. See how it feels as a hardtail. I'm typically riding a full suspension Diamondback. This is just a really mellow trail, so I should get a pretty good understanding of how this bike feels without having to push it too hard, which is nice. It is a 2x9 drivetrain, and it's pretty much the entry-level option that GT offers, but it's a really good bike for what you're paying for. It's got a tapered headset. Ooh, look at this berm. Tapered headset. It's got a through axle in the front, and it's got 27.5 plus tires. So those are pretty much the best features that you can get in a hardtail for this price. All the other components on the bike are just kind of not an issue for me because of the fact that I bought this bike for the frame alone, and the frame is a really good geometry, semi-aggressive trail style frame. It has a 65 or a 68.5 head degree angle, and it's got a chainstay length of 440 millimeters, which is about ideal for a trail bike. And right out of the box, it feels really good, I'd say. Wow. I'm really happy about it so far. Like I said, I'm typically riding quick loop around from Trailhead B. A long loop. All right, so I'm gonna go the quick loop. So yeah, typically I'm riding a full suspension Diamondback, which I really enjoy, and it's a plus bike as well. Well, it's just a 27.5 with a interesting. So this is just a real quick loop. Okay, it's got 2.8 tires, so it's pretty comparable in the feeling of this bike, but it's got an air fork. Oh, that was a spider web. You can tell that there hasn't been many people out here. There's no tire treads or anything going through the sand. I feel kind of bad about it, but really just want to ride this bike a little bit so I can get a feel of what it's like on a trail. Feels pretty good thus far. But yeah, comparing it to a full suspension bike, I would say it feels pretty nimble. A lot more nimble than full suspension. Well, my full suspension doesn't have the greatest geometry, so that's why this one probably feels a little bit better. I will say that this 2x9 gearing is welcomed compared to what I've been riding. Been riding a 1x8, so that's not very fun. Definitely dropper seat post is necessary for one of these, and you're not gonna have very fun on a hardtail if you don't have a dropper post. But this seat on here actually feels pretty good. It's not hurting my bottom too much, so that's a benefit. So let's talk a little bit about what you're getting in this bike that makes it so special at the price range that it's in. It is typically $600 at Dick's Sporting Goods, but since I got a half off, $400, and I have a hankering that deal is going to be floating around here and there until the end of the year. Ah, spider webs. Frick. I'm getting cursed with a bunch of karma right now because I actually decided to take this trail. But yeah, what you're getting is a pretty aggressive geometry frame that is highly upgradable with boost spacing hubs in the front and rear, and it's got a tapered headset and plus size tires. So right out of the gate, you're doing pretty hot with this bike. I wouldn't say there's any complaints with it so far. I'm riding it and it feels very smooth compared to my other hardtail, which is a Trek Marlin 5. This one feels a lot better than that bike did. That bike also has less favorable geometry for like a trail bike. It's more of like cross country and racing inspired. So this one's more of like a playful bike that is going to offer some fun in your life if you're just kind of trying to have fun out here. I'm all about racing and whatnot, but I also like having fun. So a little downhill right here. Not really sure where I'm at on this trail, which is not good. Trying to find a bailout so I could bounce out of here. But yeah, this bike feels really good so far. Hopefully I could find a bailout. Not sure. Not really too worried about riding this trail, but it's about to pour. So yeah, don't want to be stuck here in the rain with my gimbal. Feels really good within the first 5 minutes of riding it. Feel very planted on it. It's a bigger frame than what I have been riding, so that's pretty good. And oh, there's a little fun berms. Interesting. I could tell that nobody's really been riding this trail too much. Oh man, did you guys hear that? Jeez, I'm kind of afraid right now. I just want to get off the trail, honestly, because I have my bike locked up and this bike to deal with, plus my camera gear. Oh man. So any negatives about this bike that I could think of off the top of my head would be it has plastic pedals out of the box, but that's kind of expected. It also has mechanical disc brakes, which aren't ideal, but they seem to work really well still. Doesn't have the greatest wheel compound right from the store. They are 27 plus, but I wouldn't say these are ideal for really too much of anything. They feel very, very loose. Oh, I could see the road out there, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all I really wanted out of this ride, just like a short, quick teaser, because look at that. That is going to get us. So I don't want to be stuck in that. And I'm really hungry and thirsty and I don't have anything out here. But I'm going to do my initial impressions of this thing off the bike whenever I get off the bike, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it after some thinking. Like I said, the pedals are actually plastic, but man, they feel pretty good. Like they don't feel like bad at all. They've got some pins on them. Like I wouldn't be too upset if I got this for a first mountain bike and those were the pedals that I was stuck with for a little while. because that's kind of the idea of this bike. It's your first bike, so I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna escape that storm, then I'll talk about it a little bit more and I'll close out the video. All right, guys, thanks for riding with me today, and hopefully this video helped you out.